Welcome, everybody. Welcome to ZionCapitalFX. My name is Chance, and this is the spot where we talk about and we take someone that doesn't know anything about Forex, indices, and the markets in general, and we put them on a path towards consistent profitability and financial freedom. Today, we're going to talk about how to properly calculate a position size when you're wanting to enter a trade. So you're on the charts and you see price action leaning towards a certain way to where it makes you want to think, hey, I want to get in a trade right here. And so, according to your trade plan, because you're going to have a trade plan, you already know where your stop loss is going to be, where your hard stop is going to be, and you already know where your take profit is going to be. And that's really important. So it's really important to know, especially when you're calculating your position size, because you have to know how big your stop loss is in pips. So your stop loss size can range from anywhere. I mean, it can range like anywhere. It could be like 5 pips to 50 pips to 84 pips to 3.5 pips. I mean, you name it. It just depends on how you trade and what your trading style is. So you need to know that. That's really important. That's like the most integral part of it in order to properly calculate your position size. And then when you enter your position, I'm going to show you how to do that. But and when you go into MetaTrader, just a quick snippet, MetaTrader calls it volume. So you'll enter your lot size where it says volume, just so you know. But anyway, let's jump into the charts, and I'm going to show you kind of like the order flow of how this would all go down when you're ready to participate in the in the in the market. Okay, so here I have EU, the Euro US dollar chart. It's on the 15-minute time frame, and we're looking at the order flow. It's bearish right now, and if I look to the left, there was this area of demand back here. So I'm going to see if EU is going to respect that, and that'll make more sense as we do more videos and we talk about trading. But anyway, this is on the 15-minute chart, and things are starting to look interesting. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna see what happens here. Got a break of structure right here. So this is all according to how I trade. Break of structure right there. It's a continuation. So this high, this candle closure is above the high of this right here. Let's see if it gets respected. It keeps going up. Okay. Going down. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to get in right there. I'll explain why I would get in a future video, but I like what I'm seeing here, so I'm going to get in here, and my stop loss size is going to be let's just make it an even 15 pips. 15.1. 15. For the sake of the video, we'll call it 15. And I'm going to aim for a 1 to 5 take profit. So what this means is I'm going to risk 1%. So if price were to come down here and hit my stop loss, which would be like 1.07343. So if price comes down to this right here, it's going to automatically take me out of the market for a 1% loss. If price goes all the way up here, this is a 1 to 5. You see the risk to reward ratio is 5.05. Then I'm going to gain 5% on the account size. So again, this is really important. You're seeing price action do its thing, and you're like, hey, I want to get in this trade. So you have an idea where your stop loss is going to be, and you have an idea where your take profit's going to be, and you need to pay attention to how big your stop loss is. Mine is 15 pips. That's really important. So I'm going to show you a chart, and it's going to make a little bit more sense. It's going to give you a general rule of thumb, especially when you're trading pairs that are tied to the US dollar, such as EU or GU or NU, anything like that that has US dollar in the currency pair. I got a little chart that's going to make this make more sense to you. So let's go take a look at that right now. Okay, So here's a chart of lot size and pip counts. And so, you know, your position size is going to grossly matter based off of your account size. If you have a small account, you're not going to be taking, 10 lot sizes, 10 standard lots, because that would just be outrageous and you're over leveraging and you're risking too much. And if you don't understand when I say over leveraging is, you need to go back and look at videos like what is leverage and some of the other videos in the past that I put out there. So hopefully this is going to make more sense to you. If you got a small account size of like anywhere from like, you know, 1,000 to $10,000, you're probably going to be taking micro lots, right? Micro lots, where you're 2 decimals over in your lot size, just so you stay within, a decent risk parameter for your account. You don't want to risk too much and jeopardize your account size. We're here to make money, not lose money. And if you got anything more than like 10,000, like 25,000, then maybe you're going to be taking mini lots, right? So mini lots are 0.1, 0.2, anything up to 0.9 is going to be considered a mini lot. And then anything over is going to be a standard lot size. And that's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to, infinite, right? So, based on some account sizes, I've had a position size of 30 lots, and when you see that, one standard lot size is $10 per pip, you do the math, 30 lots, you'll know what I was risking per pip. But that was a very high probable trade and it worked out in my favor. But this chart I wanted to show you because the exponential power and the power of leverage that Forex has, it's absolutely wonderful and bitter at the same time. It's a double-edged sword, right? If you remember me talking about leverage, it can really help you and it can really hurt you. But so a general rule of thumb, when you're in a micro lot, any like 0.01, that's 10 cents per pip. 0.1, that's $1 per pip. And then one standard lot size is $10 per pip. That is a safe to say general rule of thumb when you're dealing with pairs with the US dollar. If you're trading a pair like GJ that doesn't have the US dollar tied to it, this chart is meaningless and useless, and I wouldn't even use it. I'm going to tell you that you need to go to no matter if it is a pair tied to the US dollar or some exotic or minor pair, I'm going to tell you to use a Forex position size calculator. And but before we go there, you can see how we can go from 10 cents per pip on a micro lot. And if we go to the max, you're risking 90 cents per pip. And if you caught like 60 pips or 80 pips, you can see the exponential power of that. Same goes for the micro size. The minimum would be $1 per pip. And if, you were catching 80 pips and you had a lot size of 0.9, I mean, that's $720. And then you see the exponential power when you're dealing with standard lots. You can go from $10 all the way to $7,200. Now, just to make this clear, like you can do a lot size of 0.11 or 0.98. Like this is just a generic chart, and you'll see the calculator spit out a lot size that's different from this, and it'll make more sense. Like I could have a lot size of 0.12, and that would be $1.20 per pip. So hopefully that hit home and you understand that. But anyway, I'm going to show you when I first started and I would get into a trade, I would go to a site and it had a position size calculator, and I'm going to show you how you would use that right now. So let's go look at that. Okay, so here we have a Forex position size calculator, and the one I'm using currently is myfxbook.com, and it's the Forex calculator position size. So just go to Google, hit type in Forex position size calculator, and the one that pops up that's from my FX book, that's the one that I used quite a bit when I was first starting out. So as it brings you to this, and as you can see, the very first thing you need to know is your currency pair. And if you remember from where I was at in the charts earlier, I was on the EU chart. So we put in Euro US dollar, My account size is US dollars because I don't have an account in, British pound or anything like that. I'm a US citizen. All my accounts are in the US dollar. So I have that inputted here. And let's say my account size was let's just say it was $100,000. And I am going to risk 1% on this trade. So I'm going to put in 1 in the risk ratio percentage. And if you remember my stop loss size, this is why it's important to know my stop loss size was 15 pips. So I'm going to input 15. And then I'm going to hit calculate. So 1% of $100,000 is $1,000. I'm going to be dealing with I'm not going to say that number. That's how many units I'm going to be dealing with. And then my sizing, so my actual position size is going to be 6.67 lots. So that's the actual number that I'm going to input in MetaTrader. And that's how I figured out my position size. So 6.67 lots is what I'm going to enter in this trade. Now let's go back to the charts. Okay, so we're back on the EU chart. We got a trade that we want to get in. My stop loss size is 15 pips, and I'm wanting to catch 76.3 pips. This trade is a 1 to 5 R&R, so I'm risking 1% in hopes to gain 5%. We know because of our Forex position size calculator that I just showed you how to use, that when I go to input this trade, I'm going to input my take profit, my stop loss size, and my lot size in the volume, which is 6.67 lots. So I've already done that, and now it's time to just let the trade play out. Trade plays out longer than I anticipated. Tell it's just kind of bouncing around right there for now. Almost there. Boom, take profit hit. So there's 5% gained on the account. I was risking $1,000 in hopes to gain $5,000, and the take profit hit and the trade hit. Okay, so we're back at this chart that I was showing you earlier, the micro, mini, and standard lot size chart. And if you remember when I tell you, this is good to know if you are dealing with a pair that's crossed with the US dollar. But so let's turn this just a little bit. We knew because that's not going to work for every pair, because especially with pairs that aren't tied to the US dollar. So let's go back to the Forex position calculator, and we're going to input everything the exact same, but we're going to change the currency pair to GJ, the British pound to Japanese yen, and you're going to see how that differs. Okay, so I'm back to the Forex position size calculator on my FX book. We still have everything inputted for that EU trade, the euro dollar. The account size was $100,000. Risk ratio was 1%. Stop loss size was 15 pips. And it told us that 6.67 was our lot size that we need to input. That's tied to the US dollar. That coincides with everything that I showed you in that chart that I made up in Excel. But let's change the currency pair to, to GJ. And you can see everything remained the same, $100,000, 15 pips, risking 1%. The unit size changed and our lot size changed to 9.2. Now, if I were to input 9.2 on the EU trade, same trade, I would have been risking way, way too much. Wouldn't have been 1%. So this is why it's really important. You need to know what currency pair you're trading, and you need to correctly calculate the position size. We have tools, we have resources to where it makes it really easy for us. I highly encourage you to use a risk calculator, because sometimes, even if you're good at math and you can do it in your head, we're all human and we will make mistakes. So I highly encourage you to use a position size calculator. At the end of the day, it's not all about making money. Sure, that's why we're here. We want to make money, but more importantly, we need to preserve our capital, and we don't want to lose money. So we need to be really diligent on how we calculate our sizes, because if we risk too much or we over leverage, even if it's by mistake, an honest mistake, that could really impact our accounts, and it could possibly blow your account if you're not paying attention. So, this is something that you really need to nail down. You need to be diligent, and you need to understand how to do correctly. So now that we got that down, we can go on to the next concept. So, if you like this video, hit like and subscribe. If you got any questions or comments, put them down below, and I will take a look at those and everything. And I appreciate you guys watching and hanging in there and learning as we go. I know I tend to be slow putting out the videos, but there's just a lot going on. I do this on the side. I don't trade full time. I've got a full time job that requires my attention um a lot. So thanks for hanging in there. I'm gonna try to pump out videos as fast and in as much as I can. So just hang in there and be patient with me, and we'll get through this together. All right. But until next time, I will see you all later. Goodbye.